Everything you see here is strictly informational. This is not a channel for you to be taking financial advice from. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a broker. I am just a person that is here recording my journey about learning the markets along the way. So please do not consider me a financial advisor. Do not risk any more money than what you have. Do not be borrowing other people's money. Do not do anything stupid that you're going to regret later with your money. All right, everybody. Welcome to Bodies and Wicks. Today is July the 21st, I do believe. Yes, it is July 21st. It is a Tuesday. To go through some of the trades that I went through today, had been holding. And today was not the best day. Let's just be honest. I mean, if I had a good joke to tell you right now, I'd tell you, but I don't, because it was just not a good day. So a couple of trades that I went through. Let me just go ahead and get this set up real quick, even though I already had it set up. I'm just going to set it up again. You guys get to stare at me just a little bit longer. Alright, so here we go. First, I want to show you just the dollar and how terrible the dollar is doing right now. So I think this could possibly have a lot to do with everything. If the dollar's strong, usually the trades go a lot better, but dollar just isn't doing so great. The technicals are not agreeing with the dollar right now. It's because the first one that I've been holding since yesterday was U-Franc, and I just wish I would have at least taken some profit, but it didn't even get to a take profit level. Basically, there was one trade we were hoping to get all the way to 92 pips, and I think it was in the middle of the night, or just I think it was I think it looked like it hit right around the middle of the night, somewhere around 5:30 in the morning. Looks like it hit the stop loss and just took me out. And so I had 3 trades going. Wish I had taken some profit, but I thought I was expecting it a little bit higher than what it did get. I think most we got was about 20 pips. Yeah, somewhere around there, about 23 pips. I was hoping to get at least 30, 40 before I started taking profit. But that one went south. So next was GBP odds. So we were waiting on a retest around this point, and I think here, I can go ahead and get rid of this dumb thing. I was hoping what was going to happen is it was going to retest off of this and continue on an uptrend. So that's what I was hoping what would happen. And it did. It came down and retested here. I didn't get in on the first retest, but it was this second retest that I got in on. And I was like, cool, it retested off of it, and then it kind of shot up and kind of wiggled around the entrance area. And I think it was, I think I went to bed fairly early. So by the time I went to bed, it was around 9 o'clock or so, 9:30. So, yep. By that time, we were still in profit. And then in the middle of the night, it just went ahead and shut down completely. And then I got another trade idea in the morning. I don't even know what price this is, but I think I got another trade idea to enter here. I took it, lost that one. So there was a couple of trades I lost on GBP odd. It looks like it's probably should be turning around at any point, and if we want to do some quick analysis on it, I'd actually like to do that, because if we look at it from a 4-hour standpoint, it's coming from, I think I did a lot of analysis on this earlier, about a couple of weeks ago, but it's getting to that point, to where I would say right here is a good key level. And it's getting close to that. So, well, we got a few more pips to go, but I'm gonna take a look at it on a 4-hour standpoint. I might want to get rid of some of these lines. I just have a ton of these in here, just because a lot of these were imbalance zones. I was measuring from a few weeks ago, from whenever I caught this, and I caught this takeoff. Again, we're trying to catch the retest on top of this and continue upward, but instead it just bombed in the middle of the night. I don't know what happened with the pound, but man, it's just been, like, drilled a hole right through our soul, and my soul hurts so bad. Why'd you make my soul hurt, GBPR? Anyways, that's enough of that. But you know, there's really not a whole lot of wave analysis you can do with this. It just looks like, I mean, it's in complete consolidation, right? I can probably take some of these off because I felt like that was like like a wick off consolidation, but now it's even more of a wick off consolidation. I can probably even look at this a little bit even more. This is probably you know, these are probably still the same. Show weakness here. You know, this is probably, you know, up thrust after, because it looks like there was kind of a distribution phase, up thrust after distribution. This, it looks like to me, this is going to be bearish the entire way down. I really don't see a recovery from this. This right here looks like it's a spring, so I see two springs on the not only an up thrust, because usually an up thrust will give you you know, look to the upside. What I see is, I see two springs. I see a spring here, I see a spring here. It looks like the volume is dropping off a little bit. If the volume's dropping off and the prices continue to go down, I'm gonna say that's probably a good indication that you know, it's gonna continue to go down. So there was this trend line here, and you know, it did break the trend line. You know, and I think that's what we're. I mean, I guess I probably could have waited until about down here to try to see if it would retest off the trend line. That probably would have been the smarter move, rather than retesting off the top of this resistance level, because that's really not a key resistance level. I mean, it is. You got some resistance here, but it's not a huge key resistance level. But this was one sent out by Wizard, so I trusted them. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way we had planned. But my forecast for GPL moving forward is I continue to see it going down. Now that we're on the bottom side of this, I would expect a retest off of this line here, which would probably be somewhere around here. Let's get rid of some of these lines, because those are the imbalances. Imbalances have been filled now. Get rid of that. So I would say it probably dipped down a little bit more. I think it's probably going to retest off both this trend line and the lower side of this resistance, and then continue downward. That's just my speculation on GBP odd, mainly because the pound is been selling in other areas too. So another call that we had was NZD USD. As you can tell, we didn't do too great on NZD USD either. I think we did the same call yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago. I forget which one it was, that we lost on. And or no, maybe it wasn't. I can't remember. I think NZD USD was the one that we actually won. I think it was a struggle entrance, and then we caught like a good 72 pips on the upside. I don't know. I can't remember. There's been so many trades. Either way, we entered in. Let's go to 15-minute or not the 5-minute. That's a little bit too intense. We go to the 15-minute here and kind of see what happened whenever we automatically entered. Because when we entered, it was like an automatic rejection. It was amazing. It was like we caught gold, you know, it was right here. That was the entrance that we caught. I mean, he nailed it perfectly. I wish we had at least one take profit level. We just didn't. We just had one goal set. Because it rejected off of that immediately, and it was just like, oh, this is looking great, you know. And I knew it was going to give a pullback, and I thought this was going to be the pullback level here, but it hit that level, and then it just went straight through, bounced off again, and then it just went on and hit our, you know, stop loss. We actually extended this about 10 pips. We went from, I think it was I forget exactly what it was, or maybe that was XAUUSD. Yeah, it was. Either way, this one went, you know, straight through our stop loss. So not a good day for our call on NZD USD. I believe that one happened in the middle, or right, yeah, it was early this morning. That's right. It was right around when I woke up. So I woke up and I was like, oh, awesome. But then you know, before you know it, it was just out of here. Actually, this may have been the one I talked about yesterday, so I'm not for sure why I'm going over that one, because I think it was XAUUSD. This is the one that we had today. But no, yeah, I remember this one bouncing right off, and I think we had some good momentum. This one was just a completely different story. As you can see, the first one we tried to buy to sell, it didn't work. It took a while. Today, it you know, it just went straight through. It went straight through our entry point, and it just kept going. There was no resistance whatsoever, and you know, I understand why there was the resistance zone. Jeez, there's another one I put a little bit too much emphasis on when it came to Wyckoff, because to be honest with Wyckoff, I probably should have listened to Smart Money, because Smart Money said this was going to continue to go up. But I didn't expect it to go up like this. I expected, you know, there are some pullbacks, and that's what I expected to catch with the pullback. But here, you know, with this level, exactly, even with this level, so I can see why we were trying to catch that part of resistance. Evidently there was some major resistance here, but then again, this is also, you know, COVID time too, so I don't really consider COVID time too much resistance. It was just, you know, a huge interruption in the market. But then again, I understand why we did try to catch that. But unfortunately, we failed. It just went directly through, and it looks like it found a resistance, but it wasn't the one that we wanted. So there was 4 trades that went downwards today. Another trade that I am currently in, actually, I did not get from Wizard. So all those trades were from Wizard. This one is from the trading school called Tradara. Okay, if you don't know anything about Tradara, it is basically an online learning course type thing, but it's also a network marketing company. So not only do they teach you how to trade and whatnot, they have live trading sessions, things like that. They also you can earn money by being an independent business owner, by recruiting people to Tradara. I'm actually not a member. I just got the trade idea from somebody that's from Tradara, so don't kill me. I'm not gonna name who, but anyway, whenever they sent in the trade, all it said was buy at market price. They set the stop loss, and they set the target. I'm assuming by whenever this was sent, the entry was probably somewhere around here, if I'm gonna guess. But but by the time I got it, you know, it has to go through one person, another person sends it to another person. I didn't catch it until up here. Unfortunately, I didn't take a quick look at, you know, the chart to understand there was a little bit of resistance there. I just thought, hey, you know, these are professional traders. Why not go ahead and just take this trade? It's kind of just been bouncing around. You know, nothing's really been happening. It hasn't hit the stop loss. It hasn't, you know, gotten too much in the positive. Just, you know, recently it's gotten, you know, kind of close. There are 3 take profit levels. I only am taking 1 and 2. I may just, you know, depending on how this even moves, if it's going to continue to move the way it does, I may just try to go a little bit for both of them for take 1, for take profit 1 and get out. Who knows? It may surprise me and it may shoot up. We'll have to take to see how the euro is doing and others. I mean, if the euro USD is just kind of holding still, and I think it was probably, you can see right around the same time, probably, you know, the euro is just kind of holding steady right now. One that I did enjoy today was GBP JPY. We did have a 3-tier take profit level on this one. Right, so the entry was 136.30. Let me see here, and yeah, it definitely hit in the middle of the night. Because I remember waking up probably around 3:30, and it was I had already hit and take profit 1, which I think was only 20 pips in, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and see if I can't measure out 20 pips. Yep. So we had a 20 pip take profit 1. I know that. I think we had a 40 pip take profit 2. So we hit that one. And take profit 3 is this gargantuan thing here. I think it's about 130 pips. Yep. The thing is that I wasn't for sure about how this was gonna go, so I closed it and took profit a couple times on this, and I've also re-entered a couple times. So every time I re-entered, I set the re-entry for, well, I caught this one for sure. I set the re-entry for the exact re-entry that we had. So the second time I entered, it was a little bit further into it, but that's when I caught the take profit 2. And then after I caught the take profit 2, I reset the entry again for the same price, the 130.30, caught it again, and now I'm gonna try to ride it until try to see if we can't get take profit 3. So I'm gonna see if we can't get some good out of this. It's just been kind of slowly bouncing around, and we'll see what happens. I didn't, you know, the first one I had a higher risk amount as far as my pips were concerned. Take profit 2, I lowered it a little bit, and now my take profit 3, I'm at pretty much a lower level on my lot size. But when I first started, I had three trades trigger at once. I just closed them all out at different times, you know, so I made some profit from this one. So you know, not a whole lot, not to, you know, break the bank, but it was enough to offset some of the losses that I did have, that's for sure. But nothing to bring me back from the grave. Another trade I got into today actually was gold. It was actually right around the time it was hitting 1840. I got a signal to sell at 1840. They said take profit around 1826. Unfortunately, it only got about to 1834 whenever I got the signal to go ahead and close. So, which wasn't so bad, you know. Hey, 60 pips, or I forget how gold does their pips, to be honest. But it was from about right here to about right here. Yeah, 134. Yeah, this is about right. So, sorry, 500 and well, no, yeah. I don't know how to read pips in gold, but yeah, 576 pips. I guess that would be. Does that sound right? I don't know. That doesn't sound right. But yeah, it was it was a good one for just just a good quick pullback. Now, I mean, geez, do we really have an analysis on gold? It's just there is no telling what gold's gonna do right now. It's There's really not. Usually you can get a good handle. Here we had before it jumped up. Here, let's just look at this at a 4-hour standpoint. Um, when it started breaking the highs, of those 1500 highs, remember we thought that was a big deal. It was like, oh wow, these 1500 highs, that's crazy. Then it got up to these 1600s, and then I feel like still we had some kind of ability to know when it's gonna sink or swim, and whatnot. And then we got to a point to where it was just kind of consolidating here. You got to this consolidation point where it just consolidated for a little bit throughout most of May. And then June, it's been escalating the entire time in June, and then once it hit the 1800 mark earlier this month, now we're just wondering, well, what's next, right? What is next for gold? I mean, we're at, if I'm not mistaken, we're at an all-time high. Let's just look at the weekly. I'm getting close to the all-time high here. Let's just go ahead and make a little mark here so I can understand. So all-time high is 1918. Wasn't that a good year, my friends? But we're not there yet. We're close. I mean, geez, we're what, 60, 70 points off? That's insane. But let's take a closer look at it. 15 minute standpoint, what it's been doing. That's one thing I hate about having so many damn lines, is that when you just want to move a chart, it grabs it and get rid of this. That's what I was basing some things off of earlier. But now, I mean, I don't even see, I guess you consider this the top of the wave if we want to throw a fib on it. Where do we go? I guess the bottom of the wave. Or would you go to the bottom of here, considering it made a new high and then dipped down to a low? It made a new high and then kind of dipped down to a new low. And you go from this point. I mean, if we are going to go from, I would say this point, to be honest, because if you're going to do Elliott wave standards, you got, 1, 2, 3, 4. Never seen the fifth wave be the largest wave, but maybe it's more of a 1, 2, and we are on the third wave right now. And if that's the case, I would expect a retracement, probably maybe back to the 785 if it's going back this strong, which we are about ready to hit right now. And then I would say buy from there. So maybe around 1840, maybe I'll place a buy. We'll take a closer look at it. I mean, I don't know if that's the smartest idea, because it looks like it just, God, jeez, this thing. Because it looks like that was an immediate reaction after it hit this this high here of 1848. So immediate reaction. It looked like institution candles here, to be honest. So this could be on its way back down, because look at the divergence here. If you look at the divergence, we have here, but then we have this. This could be setting up for a good smart money move, because we do have the spring, right? So we have the spring coming up. I would expect to see probably this dip down and then come back up, and then hit this last push up here, right, and then sell from that point. So once it ducks below this and comes back up, I'm gonna say your golden level is gonna be about 1842. So I am actually gonna place a short on that. It probably won't happen today. It probably won't happen tomorrow. Who knows? It may. Gold's been absolutely nuts lately. I can't even tell. But this right here is almost textbook setup for a smart money move. When you're I mean, I'm probably not gonna see it in a 4 hour, which is what you usually see in a smart money move. Usually see it, but that's with indices. With something like gold, usually see, because you know you're gonna have to put in a little bit extra cash, you know, to make a big move like this. But to make something move like this, like as solid as this is, it almost looks like a straight buy to sell. You know, there's no struggle like there is in this area over here, you know, to where it's just like, maybe I should go somewhere, maybe I shouldn't, taking some time. No, you're having a straight up, straight down candle within 30 minutes, almost the exact same length. This to me right here says institutional. It just smells institutional candle. So I'm gonna throw a call out on this. Institutional. All right. Because I have a feeling once we get back into this zone, that's exactly what we're gonna see. And what you do with the smart money candle is it'll usually trigger right at the opening of the candle. You want to put your stop loss just at the end of the candle, maybe just a little bit past it. Because what they're doing, what a smart money move is that this is where the banks come into play. They unloaded a bunch of positions here, right? Now, when they do that, they're going to sell, and they're going to sell off hard. They're going to make more money off the sell than what they are going to have holding these positions. But eventually, they're going to want to make their money back, or at least break even from holding these positions, right? So what they do is once it does start making an uptrend and it gets close enough, they're going to toss in a little bit extra to make that jump up. Once it makes that jump up, then they're going to get rid of those positions, right? And that way they break even and then they sell off again. So me seeing this institutional candle here, I don't think I've seen one in a while in gold. I mean, you kind of have some solid ones, but nothing really I would consider institutional. And when I say institutional candle, it's a good solid candle. It looks like a buy to sell, usually the same length. You know, there's no. I mean, there's a little bit of a wick on this, but that's usually from your retail traders. That are going to continue to buy. You know, they're trying to buy off this, trying to catch another break. But then the banks come in and then they go ahead and start selling. So they're already making their money off their positions. And I think the retail traders are going to start coming in now and selling as well. And it's going to get to a point to where it's going to jump. You know, they're going to sell off. You know, they're going to make some money. The trend's going to turn back the other way. But once it gets close enough, but who knows? You know, they may not have to push into this. It could be retail traders pushing into this, and they just go ahead and unload their positions. But you know, with gold as being as high as it is, I'm not for sure if we're gonna see another high of this. I think we're probably gonna be in a consolidation zone again, because gold just kind of it grew, you know, over the last week. So we'll see what happens with gold, but I'm gonna say this is going to be a smart money move. Once it falls and it comes back up into this 1842 area, it's going to be a sell, and it's probably going to be a pretty fast sell off, and then we might see some actual price movement. But we'll see. Bitcoin had I wasn't unfortunately in this call, but I did have this call from Wizard. I don't think I showed this one. Great, excellent call actually. So if we look at this from, let's just say, an hour standpoint, you can see there was an obvious downtrend. Bitcoin has kind of been sideways for a very long time, and it just kind of dips down at one point, and then it starts making its way back up. So we had the downtrend, and then we had the uptrend. Well, once this finally broke, I mean, we haven't seen anything break a downtrend in quite some time on Bitcoin. Everything's just been kind of sideways. So once it finally broke the downtrend, then we were looking for a retest, around this area. And we got it. I mean, we got the retest right on the trend line, on the opposite side of the trend line. Pushed it up, got the retest in the area, and then it just shot up. And then I put this on my Trading View. If you want to follow me on Trading View, you're more than welcome to. Tedzily, that's Tedzily. I put this on my Trading View. I think some people took advantage of it. And what I also did is I said to go ahead and take partials, and also put your stop loss to right here. Why not? It looks like, or maybe just a little bit below, because it looks like it's right around this area to where this could be a good resistance point, especially since this already came up and tested it, came back down. I think you're above this, and now you have a new support. So I think Bitcoin has a new support. On to SPX. As you remember, they smashed that take profit on SPX. We are now looking to do two things on SPX. And apologies for my markings. I always leave them up here to give me kind of an idea of what's been going on with SPX. Because I still see, even though it's been going upwards and upwards and upwards, I just don't see it going. I mean, I'm glad the economy's finally recovering, and the stocks that are involved in the S&P are making great moves, especially right now. But something tells me that the technicals tell me that at some point there's some things that we still have to take care of that are on the downside. There's some imbalances happening, things like that. But right now, what we're hoping for right now is two things. We are going to sell to buy, right? Short position, I think he had 32.70.50. Profit level was, let me take a look here. 32.35, and the stop level is going to be 32.78. So not much of a stop. SPX doesn't really move a whole lot, to try to take you out unless you're, unless it's really, really moving. But this time of the night, if we can catch this tonight, in the middle of the night, something like that, that'd be great. Of course, I move it and it does that. 32.05, profit level 32.35. I wish they would just stay still. Why don't they just stay still? And 32.78 is the 32.78.77. That's what we're looking for as far as the sell is concerned. Now, once it gets down to that, if you can see, we're going to throw a fib on this. Oh, I didn't throw a fib on that. I meant to throw a fib on this. They look the same, don't they? Throw a fib on this down to here. We are looking to buy right around in here. So that's why he stopped it right around here, because then let me see if I can't just shorten this out and then throw the buy in here, or not this long not short position, we want a long position. So we want a long position right around in here. Let's go ahead and make that touch. Because the long position that we are looking for is I believe he threw out 32.32. Let me double check on the indices. Yeah, we could have got a quick 10 pip, rejection off the 32 level, but we're looking for the 618 level. I have them upside down, 618, 382. For me, it's the same thing. At least that's the way I look at it. It's got the buy limit. I already put that there. But the sell, actually no, buy limit is the one I'm looking at. Yeah, yes, 32.32. I put mine to 32.30, just because I think it's probably gonna. Nothing ever hits, the 382 on the exact, and I think he has his above the 382 a little bit, just so it can guarantee the entrance. I'm gonna take a little bit more of a. I'm just gonna watch it closely, but hopefully I'm awake, when it does it. That way I can watch it closely. Profit level we have is 3,300, and it looks like the stop loss is 32.26 on that one. So this is what we're looking for here. We should see, hopefully we're going to see a little bit more of a buy up into this area, down to sell, to sell it, I should say, and then down to this area so we can buy again. So we're hoping to look like something. Let me get out my drawing tool. Looking to do something like this, hit this, and then continue down, hit this, and then continue on upwards, and then go through that, take profit. That's what we're hoping to happen for the S&P. That is my outlook on it anyway. And there was a NAS call last night. Unfortunately, it went like this. I didn't realize I had my drawing tool on. But what it did is it went straight through. It went straight through our stop loss. Well, that was quick. What do I mean by quick? I'll show you what I mean by quick. Yep. Yep, this is it right here. 10,980. I think we had the stop losses at 11,007, and we're hoping to take profit right around where it was right there. Instead, it just decided to continue on, and so we got stopped out of NAS last night as well. So 5 trades didn't go so well for us at Wizard. Unfortunately, sorry, buddy. But it is early in the week. It's Tuesday, There's still a lot of trading time left to go. Like I said, we did have some good ones on the GBP JPY. He caught the good one on Bitcoin. Unfortunately, I didn't. We had SPX the night before. I caught a little bit of gold. And hopefully you keep watching this GBP JPY. It was sinking there for a minute. And I think it's going to continue to go down, to be honest. I think eventually eventually we're going to hit our take profit, but that is about it. I think a lot of it's going to have to do with the dollar, to be honest, man. The dollar's got to do something. It's just keeps getting lower and lower, and I think that's what's attributing a lot to these gold prices. Speaking of that, another thing I want to throw out there is whenever I first started investing, I always looked at I was always bullish on gold. I thought gold was sound money, because right now we're all playing off fiat money, fake money. So if fiat money system ever comes down, we're all gonna go back to what we did back in the old days. Like we traded gold and silver. So how do you get gold and silver? Well, you got to have a mining company. And so a couple days ago, I was thinking about it. I was like, I used to invest in this thing called Great Panther Silver. I invested in it back in, I want to say 2014. It was about 20 cents a share or something like that. And I think it got up to I forgot what it was, 80 cents at that point. And I sold all off at that point. I think I put about $200 in it and ended up making $1,600 off of it or something like that. That was my very first investing experience, and that was because I was reading this thing called NIA, the National Inflation Association. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but they send out a newsletter, and they were the ones recommending this Great Panther Silver, and so that's what I did. And let me see if I can't go back, how far I can go back on here. Got an 8-hour chart that I'm looking at. 2017. Right now, this is just mumbo jumbo, me telling you about what I did back in the day. It was probably somewhere right around here. Yeah, it was early March. And no, it was probably around February, because I remember it was somewhere around 40 cents, something like that, is when I invested in it. Put about $200 in it, and then waited until about May. I saw it got to $2 a share, and I went from 40 cents to $2, and took my money and ran, and glad I did, because I think that was the highest it was ever gonna get. Got close to another high then, but the thing is now that we're in the COVID times, it kind of made a new low recently, around 20 cents, I want to say, and around the COVID stuff happening. But you know what? Gold and everything skyrocketing. We need a mining company for it, and so I called Great Panther Silver a couple days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. It was somewhere around 60 cents. It was about 60 cents for a market opened a couple days ago. And man, I wish I would have bought then. Jeez, it went up to 80. I thought it's hitting this zone. It was right around there. Whenever it's hitting this this resistance zone, I thought it was gonna drop back, right? Probably about to that fib level, and then I was gonna buy around 55 cents, right? Once it got to about 55 cents, I was gonna buy, and of course the next day it just skyrockets. It just skyrockets. So I don't know if it's gonna come back down or not. If it does, look for GPL. Another call that we do have that is on the table, and I'll let you guys know about it, is oil. Go ahead and put this yellow because it is still pending, and I don't even know if I have it drawn out yet or not, but I'll draw it out really quick because I know the numbers. Oh, I do have it drawn out. So We have a pending order for oil as well, and oil can be a little tricky at times. So I'm gonna take it off the 8-hour. Let's go down to the 1 hour and see what it kind of looks like. So we do have this kind of trend that's happening. You know, there's really no ceiling yet, or no triangle pattern happening or anything. So with this latest wave that we had, from this latest low to this latest high, I think it'll probably come down to about the 382 level. But we're going to give it some breathing room, right? So looks like we're going to try to enter around 40.8. Stop loss is going to be around 40.08. And hopefully they take it up to $43. That would be a pretty good win if we got that on oil. But you know, just mind the fairly large stop loss area. So you know, enter with, if you are going to enter something like that, enter it with a low lot size. Or if you're going to do multiple positions, you know, go with low lot sizes. That's for sure. Don't put all your eggs in one basket on this one. But I think this is a pretty safe bet, considering the way oil's been moving. If we let me just see here. This is my my trading view. If you guys want to check me out, Tedsley. You know, I got a pretty good reputation, 147. I got some ideas I put out there. But let's just check out Forex Factory really quick. I got mine filtered. Alright, so it looks like today we had Canadian news. President Trump's spoke around 4 o'clock, I guess. It didn't really look like that had much of an effect on the market, did it? Something would have happened, right? 4 o'clock. Been about, what, 1600? Nothing really happened. Maybe that's when oil dropped. Is that when oil dropped a little bit? Yeah, a little. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. A little bit more Canadian news. Looks like we have crude oil inventory, so I'm glad I checked that. So let's see what we are expecting as far as crude oil inventories. So looks like the previous forecast is going to be, well, that's from, yeah, July 15th, last week. So forecast is going to be negative 2.1 million. I'd say if it's going to be negative, that's probably going to drive the price higher, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, less than the forecast is good for the currency. So, yeah, if it's lower, then the price is going to get higher. Because if we have less inventory, supply demand, that means more or less supply. You say less of a supply. If we have less of an inventory, more of a demand, higher the prices. Basic economics 101, fellas and ladies and gentlemen, and all you fellas and gentlemens. Anyway, I think that's enough for me tonight, and I'm gonna rabble all night long if you just let me go. But that was that's pretty much my day. This is my basic trading journal. Some analysis, some trades I go through. If you watching and you like to watch, thank you. Go ahead and hit the like button if you want. Subscribe. Share it if you want to share my stupid little stuff I say, which I don't really say too much of anything stupid. I'm just not afraid of a camera. I'm not afraid to talk in a microphone. I have opinions, but I will keep those opinions to myself. I'm not going to get political on here. I'm just here to talk about trading. Because I'm learning, and I want to share what I learn with everybody. and I hope everybody learns something from me. Just because I'm pretty much a beginner. I've been doing this since May and it's July. So I'm not making tons of money off this. I am not a master. I am just going off primarily signals and learning off people giving me signals and how they trade. I know the basics, but I'm not a master just yet. But I'm hoping to get there and hoping to get there soon. But again, thanks for listening, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.